Hello, and welcome to another episode of Hidden Archives. My video today will be completed as an assignment in a class I'm taking as I work toward my PhD at Liberty University, Development of Western Freedoms. Today I will be talking about the relevance of Western civilization. Western civilization is something that many people dismiss today, but also something that is defined in different ways by different people, even among those of us who see its importance. When discussing Western civilization, what is our starting point? Do we begin with Leonidas and the Spartan defense of Thermopylae? Do we go back to David in the time of ancient Israel? Both are arguably important. The Old Testament writings are foundational to the Judeo-Christian traditions, and Greece in the classical period saw ideas of personal liberty that are foundational to Western thought. What of the contributions of ancient Egyptians, though? As we move forward into the period after the fall of Rome, do we look at the contributions of the Byzantines, or is our focus more on Western Europe? What elements of these civilizations do we find most important? Is it the philosophy? If so, do we look more to the ancient Greeks and Romans, to philosophers from the Renaissance such as Machiavelli, to Enlightenment thinkers like Locke or Rousseau, or to more modern writers such as Kant and Nietzsche? Or do we find art more important? Art is said to be a window on the society after all. Which art, though, best defines Western civilization? Is it that of the classical world of Greece and Rome, or is it the Renaissance that we get the best expression of Western civilization? The works of Leonardo da Vinci, of Michelangelo, Raphael, and Donatello. What of art from more modern periods, such as the Impressionist paintings of Monet, or the abstract art of painters like Picasso? Daniel Hannan, in his book Inventing Freedom, argues that we should look to the Anglo-Saxons and, by extension, the Anglosphere. He points out that truly free societies have been rare outside the English-speaking world until the modern era, and that these countries that have adopted free societies in the modern era have primarily done so in emulation of the Anglosphere. While he raises some good points, though, is Western civilization defined by freedom alone? Granted, one could argue that our civilization best flourishes when societies are free, but are we not also defined by our periods of adversity, by times when we were not free? After all, could there have been a glorious revolution if there had not been a period of Stuart despotism and Cromwellian dictatorship? What is freedom, though? In his paper Reflections on Ancient and Modern Freedom, Alexander Rosenthal Hubel demonstrates how the modern view of being able to act without constraint is quite different from the ancient Greek view of having a balance between being free of constraints and not falling to the tyranny that can arise from unconstrained action. In other words, if I am completely unrestrained in my actions, I might conceivably infringe on the freedom of another through my actions. This was a concept that was also understood by some thinkers of the Enlightenment period, including Frederick Bastiat, who said, "Collective right then has its principle, its reason for existing, its lawfulness in individual right, and the common force cannot rationally have any other end or any other mission than that of the isolated forces for which it is substituted. Thus, as the force of an individual cannot lawfully touch the person, the liberty, or the property of another individual, for the same reason the common force cannot lawfully be used to destroy the person, the liberty, or the property of individuals or of classes." Ultimately, I would argue that all of the art and philosophy making up the Western traditions are part of the whole of Western civilization. What we find important often comes down to the individual, but as individuals, we should all find the study of Western civilization important. In the words of Kwame Anthony Appiah, values aren't a birthright. You need to keep caring about them. Living in the West, however you define it, being Western provides no guarantee that you will care about Western civilization. The story of the Golden Nugget suggests that we cannot help caring about the traditions of the West because they are ours. In fact, the opposite is true. They're only ours if we care about them. This concludes my presentation. Thank you.